Shout out to JJ McGraw for sending me the story. Now I know what you're thinking. Torian, why do you have the picture of a Range Rover on your screen? We gonna get to that. Trust and believe. But this is a wild story right here. It's very wild. It could have ended badly, but thank God it didn't. But let's just put it this way. If this was my kid, they would probably never see outside for an entire year for the stunt that they pulled. So this story is coming out of Queens, New York. It starts in Queens and it ends in a whole nother state, where you had this 12-year-old boy who decided that he was going to take his cousin, who I believe is 7, on a joyride from Queens, and they end all the way up in Delaware. That's where the Range Rover comes in, because that's the vehicle that they took, that he took on a joyride. Now I'm going to leave it right there and get into the story itself. A 12-year-old Queens boy waited for his mom to jump in the shower before taking the family Range Rover and his 7-year-old cousin on a massive joyride that ended at the New Jersey-Delaware state line. So he got pretty far down into the state. They said the New Jersey-Delaware state line. Not the New Jersey-New York line, which would be right at the top of the state, but towards New Jersey-Delaware, which is towards the end of Jersey. So he was driving for quite a bit. It says police and neighbors said Monday. The pair were picked up at the New Jersey Turnpike's Clara Barton Service Plaza just before 2 p.m., 5 hours after they set out on the journey from their 115th Street home in South Ozone Park, according to cops. New Jersey State Police had first located the white Range Rover Monday afternoon after the siblings passed through Staten Island into the Garden, State Police said. Authorities were tracking the SUV through Easy Pass readers. The NYPD had also sent out a citywide alert searching for the two, asking the public to help track down the SUV with the plate KGD 4611. Well, it looks like they probably want to get them license plates changed. In South Ozone Park, neighbors were stunned to hear the joyride. Nicola Prudenti, age 74, said the police officer told me the mother was in the shower when the kids did this. They steal the keys and the car. If the kids are not in school, then they do things like this. They have too much time. The longtime neighbor said the children are very nice. That's crazy. She said that after she threw that out there, almost like an insult. But a small fraction of what she said, is correct. But let me continue. Irene Valentine, retired teacher and EMT, said, "I am in awe because that boy was so quiet and respectful. Just observing them, you could tell they were very happy, but that their parents were strict because they were only allowed to ride their bikes to a certain point." That's some old school parenting for you right there. As a parent, it's nerve-wracking. How did he learn how to drive a car? She asked before adding, "I'm so glad they are safe." That's one question I got to ask too. Like, this boy is 12. First of all, how tall is this boy? I got to ask, because a lot of these kids, they 12, 13 years old and they tall. Like, they have some height on them. But yeah, like, this boy is the low end of the totem pole as far as I'm concerned. Like, he stole his parents' car and went with his 7-year-old sibling on a joyride from one state and into another state and almost crossed into a third state. Just, because luckily they had those Easy Pass readers attached to the car so they could track it. Now, if they didn't have those, who knows where they would have ended up. And I said, it's scary, at the same time, because this boy could have crashed. But it's amazing, and thank God that he didn't. He in order to drive like that with Easy Pass readers means he got onto the highway and he had to drive through some tolls in order for that to happen. And he probably memorized that from travels that he took with his parents. Oh, they're driving to the Easy Pass. Okay, bet. Let me just drive through. But that's crazy. That is crazy right there. But like I said, they're going to have to change that license plate. And I'll put it like this. I would hate to be that boy, because who knows how his parents are with him when he was brought back home. You heard one of them said that his parents were strict and would not even let him ride his bike past a certain point. This boy did more than ride a bike. He took the car and drove off. Now, the thing about it is, will the state of New York charge this boy with grand theft auto? Because technically, that's what it is. He took a vehicle that was not his and drove, and he did not have a license. He had a passenger that was a minor that didn't have a license either. So, yeah, they didn't say anything about any charges being brought up, but they're probably in such shock and awe and stunned by this whole ordeal that they probably are like, wait, what? Can you imagine what they're probably talking about in the office right now? Like at the precinct, like, we got a theft, a car theft. Okay, let's go. But here's the thing. He's a 12-year-old boy. The vehicle belongs to his parents or belongs to his mother. They probably was like, how old did you say this boy was? You heard it correctly. He's 12. This is a crazy story right here. It's not so much a laughing matter. I'm sure the boy probably thought it was funny, but let's be real here. When he got back home, it was anything but funny. His mother probably wore his ass out. Like, imagine you are in the shower, cleaning yourself up, and you go back out and you looking for your kids and they're nowhere to be found. And then you go outside and see that your car is not there. Imagine how frantic his mother had to be. She probably thought, two things. One, that someone kidnapped her kids, and two, someone kidnapped her kids and stole her truck, which means that they were in the truck that they took. That's probably what was going through her head, is that somebody snatched her children and stole her car or her truck. And, that's where they're at. But, yeah, this boy most likely got, I'm not even going to say it on here, but y'all know what I mean. But I got a question for y'all. After hearing this story right here, if you had small children and you found out your kid did this, what would you do? I can't wait to see the responses. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.